So, if you are here for the first time, I welcome you to Let Us Farm. This is Let Us Farm, where we discuss practically all our farming issues and try to provide lasting solution as soon as possible for any farmer who wants to try some of these solutions and it works perfectly. So today, if you've not joined us, anytime you join us, kindly just listen from that time. We don't really have much time today because somehow today I have some other engagement. But because I have said that I will be online today, that's why I'm here. So permit me to say I may just have like 1 hour plus so that we can discuss all our challenges on farming. So anywhere you're watching me from now, if you are not hearing anything I'm saying, kindly indicate from the comment section so that I will adjust the device I'm using for you. So, having said that, let us move into the topics or whatever I want to discuss today. So, catfish farming, like I always say, is one of the best agricultural practices you can practice. So, the reason why I say this is that every agricultural practice you want to do. David, thank you for all the likes. I appreciate that so much. Thanks a lot. So all your agri farmings they are good, but catfish farming is that kind of farming that it doesn't make you look dirty. It doesn't shout. It's not a business that when you are doing the whole community gets to know that you are doing this. It doesn't actually push you to an edge. It's a business that has a growing market that we can never satisfy the demands of the business. However, even as this business is so good, has all the benefits and everything, there are some certain things that whenever you miss this in the business, you are going to meet failure. Thank you so much for YouTube. I appreciate all the love and support you're showing me. So remember, as we are going forward, thanks, famous. As we're going forward, please, if you have questions, drop these questions. I will write it down and be able to pick these questions and answer as we go forward so that, I don't want a situation that by the time I finish, I'll discover that, oh, I left some people's question unanswered. So you can see that I have my places ready for any question and whatever it will be. So, like I was saying, the reason why I started by introducing catfish farming as what it is that this is the question that most intending catfish farmers um actually this is what they actually ask me. Is this farming good? Elizabeth, good evening. Essen, good evening. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I'm happy knowing that it works for you. More cash, good evening. Yeah, Musa, good evening. Thank you very much. Thanks very much. I appreciate all of you. Thanks a lot. Big K, welcome. So it's a business that you know when people ask me this question, I try to break it down for them. Catfish is a very, very good business. But the problem here is that most of us, our ideas, our plans actually make this business not to work for us. Yeah, because we try to put the cart before the horse. You know what is a cart? A cart is what when you are riding a horse, that thing that people sit down on. That's the cart. So if you put it before the horse, you discover that the horse that is supposed to pull the cart is at the back. So it means that you cannot move. But when you put the horse before the cart, it starts to pull it. Miss Precious, good evening. Family is great. So this is why many people actually fail in catfish farming. Now, this week we are entering now. There is a calculation I would like to bring out on all my platforms. You will see it. That calculation is about the actual cost and your profit using percentages and what you're going to invest to make those money on 100 catfishes. So later on, I will still do more, to bring it up. Simon, good evening. So that some people can actually understand more. Yes. So now what I want to treat mainly today is the issue of when I say that catfish business is a garbage in and garbage out business. What does this mean? You know, I will give you example. Example is that 100 catfishes. So I told people that if you want to make good results and you want to make 1 kg in 100 catfishes, use 10 bags of feed. So this thing has been generating some controversies. So even the people I told about 1,000, they keep on wondering, and again, they are wondering based on the size of pond. So I would like to explain some of these things here so that in case you don't understand what that simply means, you understand it. And like I said, I will still bring out the video where I will break down some calculations for you to be able to understand it better. Now, I'm using 100 catfishes not because most people here are doing 100. No. You have people here that are doing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, but I just want to give you an idea of what it means. So how does this garbage in and garbage out come into play in catfish farming? Now, catfish farming, what you sell in catfish farming is weight gain. There is nothing else you sell in catfish. So that's why I say it comes into your weight gain and your catfish. How do they appear? So if your catfish is too small and weighs too much, it's a problem. Nobody's going to buy it because they cannot sell it. So, but if your catfish is too big and no weight, people will underprice it because it's useless for them. They can't still sell it. How does it work? So when your catfish is too small but has too much weight, yeah, good evening, Harry. Why they cannot buy it is that assuming you sell it to you sell to a restaurant and you have a short catfish and it's like weighing like 2 kg, meaning that with the current price now at 2,800 minimum price, that means that one of these short catfish is weighing 5,000 plus. So if you look at it, there's no way that restaurant is going to cut this catfish to be able to make profit. You see why it doesn't work? Because sometimes people don't understand why it doesn't work. Now, imagine a situation that you have this very long catfish, and your catfish now you put it on a scale as big as it weighs very below. That man that wants to buy the catfish already is seeing a problem. What he's seeing is that this catfish has no flesh. That's why he's weighing very, very little. Now he's going to underprice you. Now, when you underprice you, you will be under pressure because you don't understand why. But to him, he knows he's going to make more money from there. Yes. Secret of him making more money is that when he goes to the restaurant, he's going to tell them that this thing, I bought it from someone who is stranded. So that time, the restaurant will no longer care about what is the weight value of this fish. This is a business strategy, and everybody in business strategy tries to make money out of any situation. So even if you are emotional, well, that's your own problem. In reality, business, there is no emotional attachment in business. This is what people have to understand. So now, when he gets to the restaurant, he tells the restaurant, look, I have someone who is stranded. And so he's selling this at a giveaway price. Now the restaurant wants to listen. Fish that ordinarily they are supposed to buy at 2,000. The person is willing to sell to them at 1,800. Remember, you that is supposed to sell at 2,000, they have priced you 1,500 because the condition of the fish is bad. It has no weight. They know it has no weight, but they still don't want to pay for the value of no weight because they're going to tell you that this catfish is not feeling fine. That's why it has no weight. You cannot justify why your fish is big without weight. You see, so they drop your price. They now want to sell again quick. They go there, they still drop price for those people. Even at dropping the price, they're already making huge profit. But you're already on a loss mode. You see the problem? Now the restaurant buys it and also make huge gain. Now sit down one moment and think about it. All these people are feasting on somebody's profit. But what of the person that did the production? Is he making any profit? You see that that person is making a loss. While this middleman and the last consumer is feasting at a profit. This is the reason why, as a catfish farmer, you need to be alive to your responsibility so that you don't work for people for nothing. It's only foolishness that will make you think you are working for people and they will thank you. If you forget about that, this is business, no sentiment. If they say, hey, thank you, the behind the thank you, they are living large. But you are living as a pauper. Hmm. If you are somebody that have families, this is what you're going to tell your family. It's bad. So this is what I say. Is clearance also good for people that are just starting catfish? Yeah. You see, this question he's asking, is clearance good for people that are starting catfish? I'm going to answer it in two ways. The first is this: before you start catfish farming and you want to do clearance or hybrid, please, 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 please find out if your area, do they want to buy clearance or do they want to buy hybrid? Some people like hybrid more than clearance. Reason is that hybrid we stay longer without having eggs. Now, there's this mentality with some people. They like fish that is old. They will tell you that the skin will be very, very strong. But fish that is young, the skin will not be as tough as the old one. So they will prefer that one. You get it? Now, if they prefer that one, it now lies on you to make the best out of what they prefer. How do you make the best out of what they prefer? By making sure that you stock right, feed very well, so that at that old age of that fish, you should be able to get more weight from selling that fish. So if somebody likes hybrid and you go and sell your hybrid at 3 months for, it's a loss. Why is a loss? It's not because you are selling it at that time. No, but it's because the value you placed on buying it is not what you gain from selling it. Because clariers at that same age could have actually given you the same value that the hybrid will give you at that short time. And then when you are buying it at juvenile, clariers is cheaper. Now, I know some people here now who doesn't understand this will be reasoning. So why is clarias cheaper if I'm saying that they are still the same thing? Oh, the reason why clarias is cheaper is the way at which these fishes are produced. Now, if you want to sponge, if you want to produce hybrid, the process is a more complex process. Why? You still have to use clarias and hetero to combine these two to give you hybrid. And the process is more technical that any mistake, they die so much during the production side. That's during the hashing side. But if you want to produce your clarias, all you need is a male broodstock of clarias and a female broodstock of clarias, and you get your hashing done instantly. So because of the process involved in doing the hybrid, the complexity of the process, and the risk of some of them dying at that time, the price of hybrid is more than the price of clarias. I hope this answers this. Now, that is the reason why if you buy this, the more price at during that juvenile, why do you need to sell it when you could have actually gone for someone that is cheaper at juvenile stage and will still give you the same value at that early stage? This is a business talk. It's not just, oh, blah, 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 people talk. No, this is something that you have to think. It's business talk. It's business decision. You have what you call alternative forgone. That is the economics terms. Alternative forgone. The alternative you lose for this. So when you put these two side by side, you see it doesn't make sense. So coming back to the question that he asked, is it good for a beginner? Like I said, I have explained the reason behind some of these fishes, why people choose this, why people choose this. So now, as a beginner, when you now ask your buyers, please, do you guys like this or this? And they say, oh, we don't mind. All we want is so weight. This is the weight we want. We don't care if it's this. For me, every beginner starts with clarias. Why do I say start with clarias? As a beginner, you don't want to incur so much cost, because hybrid is going to be more expensive at juvenile. So you don't want to do that. As a beginner, you don't want to wait for your fish for 8 months, 9 months before you sell. So because you don't understand the processes and the principles of raising this fish, if you get to a time you start getting so agitated, you can't wait any longer. You need to get your money as a beginner. So for that reason, if you stock clarias, you're not going to stay that long. Within 3.5 months to 5 months, everything is sold. So you see, you don't need to stay that long to recover your money. But somebody who has experience, hey, Leslie, good evening. Thank you very much. So, because of somebody who already had that experience, you now know that this is the amount of length of time you will wait for you to get your money. Olani Joshua, you're asking if it's advisable to raise credit. Oh my goodness. You guys sometimes when you ask questions, it used to it used to like, bring me back. I just answered that particular question. Hey, thank you very much. I just answered that question now that, you know, starting off Clarias and hybrid. But you are asking me if it's good to rear Clarias in Ondo State. Yes, I have my farm in Ondo State. Yes, I stay in Ondo State. But the issue is the whole Ondo State don't consume the same size of feed. If you are living in Igbokoda buys very small fish. That's what they buy. They buy melons. And you can't possibly want to go and use hybrid for melons. You see, that means it's clarias. That's why I say ask in the area you want to sell, and they will tell you. In Ondo Town, they buy hybrid, they buy clarias. So there's no problem about Ondo Town. But I know obviously about the whole Ondo State. So that's it. Leslie, I only use Clarias on my farm, and Clarias is that's what I'm saying. Clarias for me is a fast growth fish because if you're on Clarias within 3.5 months, 3.5 months, 4 months, you are selling. You're already selling. That's the truth about Clarias. 3.5, 4 months, 5 months, you are selling. It's faster, but depending on, like I said, depending on where you say. So you see, your own question now is clearer. Yeah, in your place, it works out for you and it's faster, which is true. So Joshua, Ondo City, they buy Clara's catfish. But remember, I don't know who you want to sell to. But Ondo City, they buy Clara's catfish. They buy hybrid. They buy both of them. As of today, they buy both of them. So it depends on who is your buyer and whatever. But like I said, it's fast in that city. Clarias hybrid, yes. Though I was in Kwara State. No, it's okay. It's very okay. I understand you. Abdulaziz, good evening. So let's go on. So please, can I take? I say what? So please, can I take half of the water in the eating pond and allow it naturally refill itself 2 or 3 days? I don't get this. But if you are asking me if you should reduce, yes, you can keep Clarias for 7 months. Thank you very much, Diego. Thanks a lot. I appreciate. So if you are asking if you can reduce the water in your pond to half level and after 2 3 days to refill up. Now, this is a very funny question. Why do I say it's funny? If your eating pond is not deep, if it's not like 4 feet or 5 feet, and you remove half of the water, you know that the water in that pond is going to be very low. That means it's going to be very stressful on the fishes. Yeah, even if I understand that in eating pond, because of the natural configuration of the pond, if you have like 1.5 foot water in your eating pond, your catfishes can still stay there, but then they're still going to be stressed. So on eating pond, if you remove water on eating pond and you still have 2 feet water with mud under, your catfish can stay there for 2 days and be okay. But remember, if you stock too much fish in that pond, some of them may still die because of stress. That's capital true. So I don't know why you want to enter into such situation. But for me, why not look for a drainage outside and pumping water? Diego, thank you so much for the gift. So why not look for this thing outside and pumping more water? I always like when you are safe than sorry. The reason is that, for instance, if you have a very low water in your eating pond and you hope that naturally the water will come out in 2 3 days, what if you can see our weather for some time now, rain refuses to fall. And what if instead of 2 3 days, it extends to 1 week, the dry up did not come up like that? What do you do? I mean, in catfish, it's a life business that is boom, 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 boom. So any small mistake, there starts to have problem. The fishes will not tell you about this problem, but the results. I mean, so oh, thank you very much. I'm happy you understand it now. I'm very, very happy. So like I was saying, so I don't like people taking unnecessary risk. I have seen it play out. I've seen many people here who went and stocked so much more than what's supposed to be on a pond and tell me that after 1 week or 2 weeks they will, I don't tell people to do that. So they show me the video. I'll tell them that they overstock. They say 1 or 2 weeks they will change it. Sometimes this is stay 3 months and they don't have money to get another pond. They now start asking you what alternative. There's no alternative. That's the truth. So if it is possible, what you are sure of, we are not sure of nature. Nature comes on its own. So it could be that something will happen and the water doesn't come out. It takes 1 or 2 weeks for it to come out. because, like I said, rain just stopped. And who are we to challenge nature? Nobody. So that's it. Yes, I want to meet one barbecue guy. He said they can demand for clarias here in Kwara State. I just want to ask, is it the same feeding for juvenile also for clarias, or is there anything different? Nothing different. Same thing. Same thing. The same thing. Forget about stories that people talk about. The same feeding distance, the same feeding. Like I said, all catfishes are different depending on what the broodstock is. Some catfishes may eat more than another. That's the broodstock. It's not about this is so we tell you now that oh, their hybrid eats more than clarias. I have hybrid, I have clarias. And with my calculation, sometimes hybrid is more, sometimes clarias is more. Like logically, people say that hybrid is gentle and Claras is rough. But sometimes I discover that my hybrid, they are rough, my Claras is so these things are, I think for me personally, from the observation I have so far, I think it stands out from what the brute stock of these fishes are. Because like he said, a snake will not give birth to something that is not long. So meaning that if the brute stock they are using is not wild, the fishes will not be wild, something like that. So, but the feeding, yeah, the feeding is same. So you can go about with it, no problem. My farm in Nasarawa State, however, I sell Clarias catfish, Jos, Kaduna, and Abuja. Of course, the truth about North is that North has big advantage of sales. Why they have big advantage is that the number of people who practice catfish farming in the North, as of today, is still on the lower side. So if you are somebody who understands catfish business and want to take very good Elizabeth, thank you. I want to take very good advantage of that. If you have investment in the north, you have so much market. Because as of today, if I check number of catfish farmers in the north, they are not as much as those in the south. Yes, even though people will tell you that we have more market in the south because of so people in the south tend to consume more than people in the north. But the question is that the ones in the north have you even satisfied their needs? No, we have not. As of today, as a country, we have not. That's just the plain truth. We have not. But the issue is that everybody wants to go to where he's doing business. Like there was an Indian company that used to be in Kwara State. But where they sell their fishes is in Port Harcourt. That's the truth. They use their vehicle to move their fishes to Port Harcourt. So that's it. Yeah, it's very good. If you have a capacity for what you are saying, 500,000 pieces, it's good. Just keep developing. You will even go more than that because the truth is that capacity wise, you can't even satisfy the market. Like one thing you should understand about catfish farming is that it's not like you produce fish today, tomorrow you sell. It's a business that go through gestation period and maturity period. Simply, what it simply means is that because you cannot be producing fish every day, so there is always room for an open market for somebody else to fill up. And for the fact that many people, as of today, don't even know what they're doing in catfish farming, it even helps you who understand catfish farming to plan, strategize, and make more money from the business. Catfish farming is a business that, if you know what you are doing, you can never go bad because you keep on, improving in the business. The only problem is that most of us, one, we try to put the cart before the horse. You don't understand the business, but you all of a sudden assume that you understand the business. You are doing the wrong thing. Somebody is trying to correct you. You say no, you don't want to hear the correction. You still believe in what you have in your mind, and you are not making any headway. Sorry is the name, and that's just it. So I said, yes, I want to meet one barbecue. Yeah, Clarence is okay. How many hours after feeding my catfish in the evening can I change my water? Now, if you feed your catfishes around 5 p.m., you have to. I prefer you changing water before feeding. Yeah, I prefer changing water before feeding than changing water after feeding. And I will explain why this happens. You see, before you feed your catfishes, they are hungry, they have digested what they ate before. Now you discharge the water you want to change, eating pond anywhere. So after that, when you put the fresh water for them, within 1, 2 hours, they are settled. They eat, they relax. Now, when you feed them and you want to change water, you can take almost 5 to 6 hours because you are waiting to make sure that their food digestion comes very low. So they digest their food to a certain level so that your changing water activity doesn't trigger them from vomiting. Because the truth is that one of the reasons why it's not advisable to do it, Sierra Leone headmaster, good evening. So one of the reasons why it's not advisable that you change water after 30, you feed them after 30 minutes, 1 hour, you want to change water is that you are kind of distorting their feeding system. You are when you distort this feeding, what happens is that these catfishes will vomit, and that's not good. And do you know that when your big catfishes vomit, many of them die? This is true. Like if you have catfishes of 7 months, 8 months, and they vomit, there is tendency that most of them will die. They may not die immediately. Oh, no, that's why sometimes you come to your pond and maybe you are planning to sell the fish at 9 months. You come to your pond like this and you see some fishes floating. It could be as something that you did before. Maybe you change water after eating and the thing choked them. The shock choked them, so they die. So that's why for me, it's always good that you change water after changing water after some hours, then you feed. But if maybe for some reasons you want to feed them and change water later, just give them like 6 hours plus, 5, 6 hours plus. When you feed them, again, if you are feeding them about that time, I will advise you not to feed the way you feed before, so that some of them that are still not balanced will be balanced by your next feeding. So it's all about minimizing their stress. Catfish in catfish farming, one of the paramount thing you have to know in catfish farming is that catfishes they don't like stress. So anything you have to do in your catfish farming to make sure you bring down their stress level is perfect. And that's why sometimes if you sort your catfishes, they die. It's not because you sorted the fishes that made them die, but it's the process of sorting the fish. That's why they die. So he said, good evening. Please, the color of one of my fish is whitish in color. What is the reason? There are many type of whitish color in catfish. Some can just be a body taking the color of the pond. But if it's like scratch or anything like that, I would prefer to see this fish so that I will look at it and know exactly why they are whitish in color. So having said that, send me a video of that catfish to +234 81 353 48909, because you are asking from outside the country. So use it +234 81 353 48909. And if you are in Nigeria, anybody in Nigeria, you want to send me any video for me to look at, just send it to 081 353 48909. Remember, all my services are free. So just send it. I will look at it and I will tell you whatever is the problem. And as we're going on, if you still have any question, drop it. I will pick it the way I'm doing now, and I will also make sure I answer it to the best of my knowledge. So thanks for these answers. I really appreciate you. Is the video from your YouTube that explains the cost of stocking 50? Yes, I have a video on YouTube, but I'm telling you now that there will be another video where I would also explain more. What this one tries to do is I try to explain what is the percentage to the amount you are going to make. You get it? Okay, the number is +234 81 353 48909, because it's outside Nigeria. +234 81 353 48909. Then for us in Nigeria is 081 353 48909. So I will still be doing that. The idea is to like explain, because truth is that the amount of people that do catfish every month, new people that join to do catfish every month, is quite high. I'm not telling you this because I want to hype it, but if you go if you go to check the internet, or if you go and ask more questions about people that want to join catfish farming, or ask people that hatch fish, they will tell you. You see, every time people always they want to join, they want to join, they want to join, because so internet has made it that people promote this thing in a way that they don't tell you the secrets behind some of these things. So some of these people are actually that they are selling pond, that they are selling fish. So they all come, present office say, hey, see this result, blah 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 blah. So it entices people. And so we just show off. This is what I achieved. This is what I achieved. It now drives people. If you watch in the past couple of weeks, I have been posting some videos people say, oh, people try sometimes to bring down those. But I don't anybody that is doing those wrong things, I understand some of them actually paid as much as 20,000 to go for seminars, and they are told that you can use buckets in your household to start catfish, you can use rubbers in your household to start catfish and everything. Even there was one seminar somebody went to, and they told them, hey, if you produce this type of fish, even if you have up to 10 tons, we'll come and buy it. These are the fishes that people are looking for. You can Google the fish. The name is Aswana. That's the name of the fish. It's big. So one of my friends now wanted to go into it because of what the guy said. And I told my friend that I like being practical. Ask this guy where is his farm. Let's do a contact to his farm and know. When they asked him, the guy blabbing, blabbing, blabbing. I said, wait, where is your farm? So if you want to buy fish, let's plan where we are going to supply the fish. At the end of the day, bottom line is that he told us after the seminar that he didn't have a farm, but he will connect us to people that will pick it up. Who are these people? I told him that we are businessmen. We like to invest, but who are the people? This guy kept on going and ongoing and ongoing, and there were no people at the end of the day. So we discovered it is seminar talk. Just to like, they claim they're encouraging you, but you don't encourage people to do something that is stupid, something that is wrong. You tell somebody to invest in a fish that is not even anywhere in Nigeria, and you go about telling the person that if you produce, I will buy. When you know you cannot buy this thing, you know that the person that is producing is going to enter loss. You don't care. That's just people's insensitivity. So when I receive these videos, I have videos of buckets. If I start posting it in the next 2 weeks, every day you will see one new one. Every day you see one new one. You see, but I don't discourage these people. I try to like let them understand the implication of what they are doing. But the problem is those who decide to take it. Okay, if you don't decide to take it, okay. Some people will go ahead to tell me that no, that their friends say to work. Okay, it's your choice. So let's say you are saying the best advice before you stock a single fish. Yes, to do your research. But the problem is most people that want to do catfish, just like I said now, they are tired, they are so lazy, they don't want to go out of their house to do any research. I told somebody to use creatine. He said, what type of creatine? Use creatine superior. That's the foreign one. Creatine essential is done in Osun State. This guy asked me to send him pictures. I said, I don't do that. But okay, I sent him one picture. Next thing he said, the particular place I buy from, I should give him the contact so that he will come there to buy. I said, wait, you, I stay in Ondo State. You are not where in my state, in near my locality. How do you want to come and buy? You want to start with 50 fishes. You will now come here and buy one bag. You want to send money to buy one bag from where I buy. They will not do way bill to you because you don't want to leave your house. Go to where they are selling this feed and price the feed. I can't understand. I said, what of your marketing have you said that maybe that time I will help him to get buyers? I was like, oh, now I know where this topic is coming from. I just have to block him because I see that this person is not ready. He's just sitting down, waiting for who will spoon feed him. It doesn't work. If you want to practice any agricultural business, please be ready to work. When you work, you will surely make it. Now, David said, please, skeleton essential good for catfish growth. I must be honest with you. Skeleton essential is a Nigerian made skeleton feed. Skeleton superior is a foreign feed. Now, I have never used skeleton essential, but some people use it and they say it's okay. So I cannot really tell you if it is okay or if it is not okay. The feed that me I'm used to, that I have used, I've seen result is Blue Crown, Eco Float, Vital Feed. I've used this feed. I've used Stop Feed. I've used the which one again? Which one again? I think that's it. You see, because I'm not somebody that like using all these things. All these ones I mentioned, I use it when I was at a starting point that sometimes you go, you don't see feed. So if I go, I don't see feed from Blue Crown, you are introduced to EcoFlow. Oh, they are the same company. Before you know, you are introduced to Top Feed. Oh, you see the good company. Before you know, you are introduced to Vita. So it now depends on the one that gives you the best outcome. Look, whenever you are doing business, always take that business as a very important thing. Don't gamble with it. Don't try to like some people will tell me they want to test. What are you testing? Stay where you are. Stop making mistakes because you want to test. You've not gotten to that level. There's a level you will get to, you can actually afford to like put a pond and keep making your experiment. But for now, we're all hustlers, so that's what it is. Uh my fishes are growing. Oh, I'm happy hearing that they are growing very well. Keep it up. If you have any questions, always remember to check on me. I will help you out. So check one of your videos. Please, how can I change my water? Please, using Monday to Sunday. Secondly, feeding fishes times a day to explain using 8 a.m. Well, I don't understand exactly, but let me explain this easier in what me I think you are asking me. So, if you want to feed your fishes in the morning by 8 a.m., normally I said that the minimum amount you can feed your catfishes a day, minimum, meaning that that's the least time you can, if you want to achieve very good result, no matter the age of your catfish, from your juvenile to your sales point, is 2 times a day. Now, if you want to feed your catfishes 2 times a day, the best you can do is avoid feeding your fishes during sun. I went on to do another video about people that are living in very cold region, how they have to feed your catfish, how you have to reverse your feeding time so that it will match your cold region, because catfish works with water temperature. Water temperature actually conditions the activities of the catfishes living inside it. So there is like how hand in hand. If it's too cold, they will be too dull. If it's too hot, they will in fact they won't be they will over respond. If it is normal, they will respond normal and give you result. So having said that, if you're normal weather, if you feed by 8 a.m., your next feeding should be 4:30 to 5. That time it is dull. The weather is down. It's no longer hot. Some people also say they want to feed 3 times. It's okay, very okay. So what you do is you feed 8 a.m., feed 4:35 in the evening or 4 o'clock, depending on the sun in your place. Next one could be by 10 p.m. Like people ask me, do catfishes eat at night? They see very well at night. So even if you feed them by 10 p.m., they can eat. Then if your work schedule doesn't allow you to feed like that, maybe your work allows you to feed by 10 a.m., it's still fine. They will eat, but don't feed by 12 p.m. It's not good. Then you are asking again about water changing. For those people using tarpaulin pond, using surface pond, when I say surface pond, I mean people that are using things like, people that are using things like rubber tanks, tarpaulin pond, concrete pond, all these are surface pond. So if you are using any of these and you want to change water, my best advice is the minimum time you change water is 2 days in the week. Do not go for 4 days, but 2 days. If you change water on Monday, next should be Wednesday. You see? But not that you change water on Monday and you want to change on Friday. No, it's every 48 hours. That's every 2 days in the week. It's fine. It will work. If for some reasons you change water on Monday, you can't change the water on Tuesday, on Wednesday, don't make the mistake of leaving Thursday first thing before the fish wake up, change their water. But I'm not saying you should leave it in that time, but I'm just saying in case if it ever happens. And that's the reason why you should not overstock your pond. Because if you overstock your pond, even before 2 days, your pond is going to be very thick and smelling. Reason is your fishes are more than what that pond can take. But if the pond is on a normal capacity stocking or even on that stock, it's not gonna do like that. It's not gonna be very thick, it's not gonna be very dirty or smelling. The only other reason why it's gonna be very dirty and smelling is because when you want to feed, you just pour fishes inside the water and allow it to dissolve and mess up your pond. It's going to be dirty, it's going to look bad, and it depends on you to correct that mistake. So we have a saying in England, which fool is very quickly perfect. Yeah, it's good, it's true. A fool, that's how the person will just pia, the money will go. And that's true. So it's very, very correct. The thing is that most people, when they are thinking of catfish farming, I don't know what they used to think as per what is their mindset. People always have this kind of idea that, oh, you have to cheat the fish to make money. It doesn't work like that. Catfish business is a garbage in, garbage out, simply meaning that it is what you put that you're going to get at the end of it all. If you did not put anything, you won't get anything. Chris, good evening. So if you spend 1 million naira and you want to make 5 million on the same catfish, it's a lie. So that's just it. Uh, how do you wash your pond when it's dirty? I have a video on this, even here on YouTube, but I will say this anytime. For me, if before you start your catfish, if you treated your pond very well, washed your pond very well, you are not supposed to wash it till the end. Now, some of us, yes, we want to make sure that everything is normal, so you don't want to have a dirty water, so you want to wash your pond. It's okay, very good. But what you do is that washing the pond when the fishes are there is logical how you do it. So you have to be careful. One, don't make mistake of bringing in anything called detergent inside that pond that you want to wash. All you need is maybe if you want to use sponge to sponge the wall, make sure you wash that sponge very well. Possibly you can even soak it in hot water to disinfect whatever is in the sponge. Make sure that the clearance of that thing is very, very okay. So the pond, the sponge you want to use is very neat. Enter inside the pond, open the water to go down. When the water is like half level gone down, your fishes are inside, start washing the pond. So the water is not going down with the dirty one, and you are inside washing. So when you see that the water has gone down, but not very, very low, open in your inlet, let water start coming in. So as you are washing, water is coming in, water is going out. Three activities are going there. So water is coming in, you are washing, water is going out. So as you keep on doing it, once you wash the pond clean to the level that you want, come out of the pond, allow that process again to run for 10 to 15 minutes. So by this time, almost 90-95% of the dirty water would have gone out. You lock your discharge, allow it refill, no problem. After 2 days, open it. The dirty one remaining under, everything will go out. Very simple. But where people enter trouble is that when they start washing their pond, they allow the fishes to stay in a very small quantity of dirty water. You forget that this is inside here. Anytime they open mouth, this water keeps entering their mouth, entering their gills, entering their system, their lungs, their bladder. Everything is collecting this dirty water. This dirty water is a contaminated water. You don't know what's going to do to it at the end. I'm sorry, changing water every 48 hours. Is it applicable to fingerlings? Yes, it's applicable to fingerlings. You don't change every day. No. The people that have hashing system that you see that they change water, watch them. They do flow through. They have aerator on their pond, so they are doing a water recycling system. So they are keeping the generator is working, the aerator is pumping in oxygen, the water is going out, coming in, but they are not changing complete water. You who is trying to do a grow out, if you run that system, the level of expenses you're going to get at that small period, even your profit will be hard to wipe it off. So that's the truth. Yeah, look at it this way. You sit in your own ways for 3 days and you think it's okay for the that's exactly what I'm saying. The problem is that most of us, when we talk about catfish, we don't think about catfish as a living thing. You can't even say you cannot go and sit down even inside your clean toilet for 3 days without coming out. You can't do it. So now imagine a catfish inside dirty water for 3 days. You didn't change the water. What do you think is going to be the problem? Please, before you go to eating pond, you have to understand natural and artificial are not same. I will explain that. So he said, my fish did not eat well in 1 to 2 months. They started eating well at third month. What is the cause of it? There could be many reasons why the first time you brought your fishes, they did not eat well. It depends on the type of feed you are feeding them there. It depends on who was managing that pond for you. Don't tell me you are the one who was managing it 24 hours at the first 2 months, and all of a sudden at your third month, it starts eating well. Even if you tell me that, you yourself will know that results don't lie. So the question is, how did you manage it between the first 2 months, and how are you managing it at third month? These things are some questions you may need to answer. For clarity, do a video of the pond and send it to 081-353-48909. So we'll be able to look and examine very well what happened within the first 2 months and what happened from the 3 months that they started improving in their feeding. So you see, Diego, thank you very much. I appreciate your roses. Thanks a lot. I appreciate. So this is what happens when you leave your catfish too much in a dirty water. Always put yourself, always understand that catfishes are living things. The worst is that the water that you see catfishes living in is same situation of we that are living inside the air we breathe. So imagine if you are having a dirty air, how do you do your breathing? It's not going to work. So that's same thing, and that's the reason why it is a problem. So it is always good if you understand it that same way and be able to follow that same system. So that will give you a clarity of what actually happens. So why I'm saying this is that sometimes don't always think that catfishes they get it the other way around. It's not possible. So that's just the true position. So check one of your for the smaller fishes like juvenile and jumbo, can we feed them 3 times a day instead of 2 times? Yes, that's what I explained. I explained that the 2 times is the minimum time, but you can go more than that. So it depends on you. You can go more than that. The twice per day is the minimum time, but if you want to go 3 times, you can go more than that. So I can see that one or two people are sending me message here. Though I cannot be able to answer this message now, though. But let me just look at. So, like I was saying, you can feed your catfishes 3 times in a day. That's why I gave the feeding arrangement of having to avoid sun, and if you avoid sun, when you can be able to feed the catfishes, so it will work. Everything is about timing. So that's just the true position of it. It depends on your own timing, and your timing really matters a lot in catfish farming. So that's it. Then this one says, it's like how many handful of food do you feed your catfishes per day? Half quarter or one bag. This question I have answered this many times. I've answered this particular question many times, but I don't know. I don't know. Um, I said this thing before. Catfish, everything about catfish is regulated by the water they are in because of the water temperature. This is what regulates everything about catfish. It goes on to regulate the feeding of your catfish, what they're going to do, what they're going to eat, you know. Now, I cannot tell you that you feed your catfish one handful because I don't feed my catfish with one handful. No. What I do is what I have said here. You take the feed to the pond, put feed, and they eat. So it depends on how they respond to your feeding. That's how you feed your catfishes. Can catfishes majorly weigh 600 grams on 3 months because they are not doing well? At 3 months, I'm expecting your catfish to weigh more than 600 grams. So if at 3 months you have like 90% of your catfish weighing 600 grams, they are not doing well because at 3 months they are supposed to be going above that. You can have many of them weighing more than that. But if at 3 months and you have like, let's say like you have like 50% on 600 gram, then you have the other 50%, maybe 40% out of it are weighing more than that, and then 10% are weighing below. It's a very good call. It's okay. Keep going. That means you are doing well. But when the main source, the main ones that are big, now only 600 grams, others are less than 600 grams. That means you just have to improve in your feeding or whatever you are doing in the catfish. Another good tip when it comes to feeding, don't be too much in a rush to increase the size of feed and allow your fishes to dedicate to the size that they can eat. I have said it many, 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 many times. You see, there's no point rushing your feed for anything. Even if you are going anywhere, you don't need to rush the food that you're feeding your catfish. I've said it that one of the things about catfish is that catfish is a slow motion business. It's a business that you have to always take your time. It's a business that you have to understand that you cannot rush. First of all, there's the issue of feed sizes. So you can't rush the size. Like if you're using 2 you can't be rushing to go to 4 Somebody once asked me a question. Does it mean that the fish you will sell in 3 months will not eat 6 It doesn't make sense. You are not selling this, you are not feeding size of feed because you want to feed your fish the size of feed. No. You see, all the sizes of feed you are using for your fishes, they are done by nutritionists. And this nutritionist, their calculation is one, the age of the fish and the weight as that the weight target of the fish at that time. So that's what nutritionists use to gauge all these things and make it happen. So you can't be rushing. You rushing, you are not doing well. What you are doing is that only a handful of your fishes that can eat that size you are giving them will be eating it. Now, do you understand that the smaller food you have has more protein content than the higher feed? If you understand this, it means that when somebody is small, when your fishes are small, they need more protein to grow faster. So, but if you instead of giving your small fish more protein, instead of giving your fish small protein, you're not giving them big one. It simply spoils the whole idea. So that's just the truth. You know, that's just the truth. So you have to always understand this. My people, remember, say today we not get too much time. So I'm just trying to like round off. People, other messages I have, they're already coming in. Uh, about 15 minutes. Today, unfortunately, I have so much engagement today, but I've just made it a point that since I've agreed to be here, I will have to be here. So that's what I'm doing. So bring in your questions. What I'm going to do now is bring in your questions. I will try to answer anyone I can answer within the next 10, 15 minutes. The ones I cannot answer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up on either my Facebook, depending on where the question is ask from. You are going to see it there when I answer it. So I will post it there for you to like pick it up from there. Because today I'm not once I just finish this now, and I'm going out to go and attend to other things that just came up. So please, thank you very much, Leslie. I appreciate that so much. Chris, if you have 25% that is already above 1 kg, so you are having um another quantity that is 600 gram, it's okay. Send me the video to 081 353 48909. So I will look at it from there and I'll be able to respond to you, please. So my people, please, like I said, 2 o'clock is my show time because I have some other engagements I need to attend to. But I will promise you something. Next month we are going to do it even better. Like I said, you see, I'm already receiving some messages that so now, like we're saying, he said three times feeding is giving me most best result. Yes, like I said, catfish business is it's a garbage in and garbage out business. So what it simply means is that what you give your fishes is what you are going to get at the end of the time. So if you are feeding your fishes 3 times, what is going to happen is that instead of attaining 1 kg in 4 months, they will attain it in 3 months, 3 months and a half. That's just it. So you have shortened the time, the duration they are supposed to stay. So that's just a very simple logic. Even you as a person, just think about it. Something that you're supposed to do to achieve this in so time. But if you now double it, what is going to happen? You bring it faster. When we were still in secondary school, we were doing it in mathematics. They say a job that 150 men will take 150 men 1 hour to do. If there are 300, how many minutes would they do it? 30 minutes. We are doing it in school this time. So that's just it. It's same thing. There's nothing magical there. The one that is bad is when you start thinking of a way to cheat the fishes for them to give you weight without feeding. It doesn't work. So floating feed I would recommend in all aspects. You anybody that is arguing that doesn't even understand. Best formula for 2 in floating feed. Hey, please, honestly, I don't meal my feed. So if you want the best formula for your floating feed, I would advise you get the feed that you like, go to the bag. You will see where they wrote the ingredients used in the feed making, the content, or you can send me whatever you have as what somebody gave you. Then I will tell you if it is okay or not. Send it to 081 353 48909. But remember, me, I actually buy my feed. Floating feed is the best. Sinking feed will not tell you if your fishes are eating or not. So I don't even go there. And most of us that do it, it can only be cheaper if we remove some of the ingredients, which at the end of the day doesn't give you any result compared to the one that have full ingredients. That's just the truth. Yeah, I understand you that it was from juvenile. He's saying the 1 kg is from juvenile. So this is just the truth about it. So for me, any day, anytime, floating feed is the best. And I always tell you, I don't mill my feed, not because I cannot, but I don't trust some of the ingredients I'm going to buy from the market. Some of these things may be spoiled, may be contaminated, and when you would use the actual set of ingredients you're supposed to use, you're going to spend more money doing it on your own. Reason is simple. These companies, they loan farmers money and they buy it ridiculous price. But these farmers, when they want to sell to me, that's not going to loan them money. They use me to make up with what these companies have actually collected from them. So it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I can't put myself in the way when I know that I'm not going to benefit anything from that. So for that reason, I don't mill. I've tried it in the past, and my level of expenses was higher than what it was when I was buying feed. So that's why I stopped that. So that's it. It depends on you. If you want to try it, okay. But certainly, I don't do that. So, like I said, please, my people, it's I have to round it up here now. So if you have any other question you want to ask it, my fish is 1 to 2 months and they don't eat well. I tried changing water method. Now, Sparkly, you know what you will do for me? Do a video of this your catfish and send it to 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. Please, when you send me this, we can be able to continue this conversation because my time is up. So I actually have my own protein feed machine and I still buy. Yeah, it's okay. If you have your own and have you have correct feed, yeah, good, buy the materials, it's okay. But for me, I've said the reason why I run away from all those things. It's better, no need being sorry than okay, mine is 900 grams from fingerlings, 3 weeks and 3 months and 2 days. Send me the video on 081 353 48909 so that we can continue this conversation from there. Please, my people, it's already time for me to go, and I will see you next time with a better timing. So maybe that one will go on for 3 hours. But for today, I'm running out of time now. So please don't be offended. Like I said,